Good morning, my dear students. Hope you all are doing well. So here I am going to teach you economics of class 12. So students, before starting the chapters, let me first tell you about the class 12 economics syllabus. So you can see the syllabus on screen. Let me zoom it. So here you can see that this year we have to read two books. The first book is Introductory Macroeconomics and the second one is Indian Economic Development. You can see the marks distribution and you can get this syllabus on internet. I can also send you later on. And the purpose of showing this syllabus is that I want to suggest you that you have to buy these two books as soon as possible for your own convenience. So now today I will start with Indian Economic Development. The first chapter of this book is Indian Economy on the Eve of Independence. So what was the position of Indian economy when India got independence from its colonial ruler? So this is the objective we will come to know once we read the chapter. The other objective of this chapter is to understand the factors that led to the underdevelopment and stagnation of the Indian economy. Means what? What are the reasons because of which Indian economy was below the required level, or you can say why it was sluggish. It was not developing at the same pace as it is now. So here in this chapter, before that we have a saying from Victor Alexander Bruce. He was the Viceroy of British India in 1894. What he is saying that India is the pivot of our empire. Pivot means what? Pivot means the significant, the central part, a very important part. So he has considered India as a very important part of British Empire. Further he is saying that if the empire loses any other part of its dominion, we can survive. What is saying that, as we know that Britishers were having many colonies. British Empire was having many colonies in different part of the world. India was one of it. The other colonies were like South Africa. So what is saying that if British Empire loses other colonies, it will not be that much, means it will not affect that much to the Britishers. But if they lost India, what is saying that the sun of our empire will have set. If they lost India, it will be a great loss to the British Empire. So with this statement you can judge the importance of India for British Empire. So let us start this chapter. So here in this chapter you will come to know the results of independence, the economic results, what happened, how economic developed or progressed after independence, and why it was stagnant or sluggish during the colonial period. So what was the economic past of India? We will come to know once after we read this chapter. You know, today we are 5th largest economy of the world in terms of GDP. So how we have achieved this milestone have we achieved this success overnight, and how we are mending our economic future. So all this we will understand from this chapter. So Indian economy has its root in history, especially in British colonial period, which lasted for around 200 years. Okay, so students, the colonial rule reduced India to a raw material exporting sector for England. We were merely a raw material exporting country. You can imagine, not more than that. So, for this situation, the economic policy of colonial rule was responsible. So, the economic policy in India was formed, or it was framed by colonial ruler in such a way that it protected and promoted the interest of British Empire, their motherland. It had no or very less concern for the development of India. That is why during independence, India was an underdeveloped country. There were few cottage and small scale industries at that time. That too, to meet the need of colonial ruler. They developed it, but it was not for the development of India, but for their own interest. In fact, the cottage and small scale industries declined during British rule. During colonial rule, millions of people were unemployed, not because they are not willing to work, but because there were no jobs to be found. The per capita income was very low, and low per capita income shows that most of the people in that country could not afford even basic necessities. Okay, now what are the basic necessities? Basic necessities, I mean to say that like nutritious food, clothes, shelters, medicine. Okay, so and on the other part, the colonial ruler, they were never serious. They never made any sincere attempts to estimate the national income and per capita income of India. National income means what? The total amount of money earned within a country. Okay, whereas the per capita income means it is the average income earned per person in a country. So other people, very eminent people like Dadabhai Naoroji, William Digby, Findlay Shiraz, V.K. R.V. Rao, and R.C. Desai. These were the people who took interest in the calculation of national and per capita income. Dadabhai Naoroji had written a book named Poverty and Un-British Rule in India. So these were the people who took serious note of the situation and calculated the national income and per capita income. So in Poverty and Un-British Rule, Dadabhai Naoroji has propounded theory of drain of wealth. In this book, he has highlighted how the British government has taken away the wealth of India, and they have exploited the natural resources of India. So with this, I am completing today's lecture. Next time we will read about the agricultural sector. Thank you very much.